Hi, everybody. Tom Fontana. Welcome to another exciting chapter
Wait a minute, I'm not the
on
first.
the Rocks.
I'm not the first.
We're going to get to my incredibly obnoxious guest in a moment. But first, as you know, every episode of On the Rocks, we drink a new bourbon. And this is Jefferson's Ocean Aged at Sea, which is an incredible, incredible bourbon that I wanted to drink last time, but Lee Turgeson was drinking coffee and I didn't want to drink alone. But let me introduce the fabulous, multi-talented. Can I have the $5 now? Ladies and gentlemen, Clark Johnson. Hi, Clark.
So good to be here.
Thanks for doing this. So let me pour you some fabulous Jeffersons.
You got maybe more of a high-end blend?
This is as good as it gets.
Okay.
I mean, I had to mortgage the house to buy this. So let me pour you a little.
Pour me a little shot of that
I'll pour you a little
mid-afternoon
shot.
bourbon.
Because there's,
Woohoo! All right.
and then we'll toast.
No,
Wait
this
a
is the only
minute.
reason I heard rumors that there'd be bourbon offered. So
Why don't we toast
okay,
the late, great Richard Belzer,
let's do that.
okay? Because he is the part of the subject of our conversation
This
today.
is true.
You and he, how many years ago?
Late 90s.
Bells and Harley already owned the estate in
Herein
those-
lies the rub.
Okay.
We spend a lot of time over there, me and my daughters, and it's just a wonderful place to go. And
Yep.
but the reason for this movie is
Oh, say the name of the movie.
the movie is called La Viégère,
Which
the
means
Edict.
The Edict. Okay.
Yeah, they have this rule in France that you can buy a neighbor's house or a house in your neighborhood for a reduced price, and they get to live in it till they die. So you get a deal on it, and they get to live comfortably for the remaining years. So Belzer and Harley bought this.
Now, isn't the true story, or at least the story I remember hearing, is that there was a young man or middle-aged man in Paris who bought an apartment with this stipulation, and the old woman survived him.
That was Belzer.
That was Belzer?
Yeah.
Oh,
But she didn't survive him, but she survived a long time.
yeah.
So anyway, that was how we got the story. So
So I'm interrupted, and I'm sorry. He wanted this property in Bozul, and the stipulation was that the woman who owned it sold it to him with the understanding she could stay there until she died.
that's a legislation in the French government.
Right.
It's legislated.
And
And so he thought that was a good deal because Madame Julia was like 90,
yeah,
and he lived in this beautiful 14th century walnut mill.
yes.
And you've been, and it's
I actually
know.
stayed in the room that had the
Her ghost?
the wheel.
Oh, that was. You mean the Clark suite?
Oh, I was told it was the Fontana suite.
Yeah,
but,
I guess
who,
they could.
Who knows? I don't know.
The tape on the door with your name in marker. So anyway, you keep interrupting. I keep forgetting where it was.
I know, but
I know it's your show. I get it.
No. I want you to tell the story. I'm going to not say another word for an hour.
So the idea was that you could do
Really?
that. Yeah. So she just wouldn't die. God bless her. And Belzer, and Harley would walk away. Hello, Madame Julia. Would you like some tea? And she'd wave politely from her window. And this went on for like 7 years.
I remember her
Yeah.
in that house.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was a separate house.
Yeah. And they're all joined. It's a medieval
Yeah.
village, so they're all 14th century.
Yeah.
So we actually shot in another house that was more palatial, but that's another story. So anyway, that was the idea, and she just refused to die. So Bells and I thought it'd be hilarious to make a short film, La Viégère, the Edict.
And are you and Bells in the movie?
You clearly have not seen this film.
I saw it 400 years ago.
Check, please. See, I never forget my answer. Maybe better have some more of this.
Your answer to what?
Your question.
What was my question? I wasn't
We'll
paying
be back
attention.
after these commercial messages. And
Oh,
every
no,
year-
no, no. What I asked you was, are either of you in it?
No, we're not in it. No.
And so who is in it?
The real lady finally did pass away. We made the movie a couple years after she did pass away, and they took over the pub. But the lady who lived up the river, she was about the same age, so she played her.
Oh, fun.
And it was wonderful. It was her screen debut. Here's part of the story that we didn't know before we made it, and they've been living next door to this woman for years. She said to us when we began filming, she goes, I've always wanted to be in the movies, but my father wouldn't let me. And I went, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Apparently her brother was a child star in France and joined the resistance and fought against the Vichy French.
Oh.
And he was captured and hung.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
and
that sort of ended his career.
The end of his career, and hers never started.
Oh, boy.
So, and this was her
So
screen
the
debut.
fucking Nazis.
Then once again, you can't make this stuff up.
No.
So anyway, that's how she got to be in the movie. So this is her house that we filmed, and it's a big palatial house, not like Belzer's is a little more modest, as you know.
Yeah.
Staying down there in the garage as you stayed.
In the Johnson suite.
Oh, that's it. Right.
Yeah. As you know, we shot Monsieur Spade in Bozul because when Scott Frank and I were working on the scripts and he said, we need a little French town. And I said, well, in the south of France. And I said, well, the only French town I've ever stayed in for longer than a day is Bozul, where
It just happens to be perfect.
Yeah. And he looked it up on the computer, and when he saw that gorge that's in the middle of the town, and he was like, perfect. And of course, the French production company was like, it is too hard to get the cameras there, and you can't get the and
nice that vaguely French accent there. That's a Buffalo, New York version of the French accent.
That's my cheap Maurice Chevalier. Anyway, so we ended up convincing them that we could do it, and we did it. And
how long were you there for?
We were there for a couple months.
Well,
I got to spend time with Belz literally a month before he passed away.
Yeah. The other part of the story is how they financed the house.
Oh,
So years before this, when Belzer was still a struggling stand-up comedian, and he had this cheesy...
Before he met me, and I made him a television star.
Yeah. He was a stand-up comedian with a cable access, like before New York One. And he had a talk show on there, and he had Hulk Hogan on the show. And he's baiting him. And he said, come on, that stuff is fake. All that wrestling stuff is fake. And Hulk Hogan got him in his patented... and choked him out and dropped him on the floor. And Hulk Hogan thought Belzer was shticking, but he did choke him out and knocked him out and broke his collarbone. He sued him. And with the money they got from the lawsuit, they bought the place in Bozul, and they call it the Hulk Hogan Arms. Can't make this shit up.
And now Hulk Hogan is gone,
Passed
so
away.
the two of them are
duking it out up in...
Talk about, we met when we both worked on Homicide, Life on the Street. Talk about like your first memory of Belzer, working with him. Can you think that far back?
I sure can, but it wasn't just Belzer. It was this whole tribe that you gathered.
Mm-hmm.
The most disparate. It's still my favorite company of actors that I've ever worked with.
It was a pretty wacky group.
And it was just a great group. And that first season, or 2 or 3, it evolved, but it was still, and we all just clicked.
Yeah.
And me and Belzer just hit it off right off the top. And, we did a lot of our stuff was together in Polito. God bless his soul.
Yes. For me, what was so extraordinary about that cast is that there was no other cast on TV that was like it.
No.
In the way everyone looked, and the way the rhythms of the acting, and it was so much fun to write for everybody. But everyone in the cast except you had a dark secret that they were. I mean, there was coke addictions
Oh,
and
yeah, that
gambling
stuff. Oh, that
addictions
stuff.
and that stuff
It
I
was
had to deal with.
it was crazy.
Jim Finnerty and I had to literally bail actors out of jail so they could make it to the call time
Yeah.
on that day of shooting.
And how many times did I have to go over to the bar across the street at last call and drag somebody, as like Kyle or Andre or Ronnie,
Yeah.
drag somebody home?
Yeah.
All right, come on, that's it, last call.
Yeah. No,
you had to get you out of there once or twice, you and Simon, and that little Japanese
mostly,
fellow
yeah,
from Chicago.
I was going to say mostly being Yashimura. We lived in the same floor of that apartment building that we all lived in, and we would walk back together, arguing, screaming at each other, about total bullshit. But we of course the next day had no memory of it whatsoever.
Well, the rest of us did because we hear you yelling from the halls.
Yeah, he literally at one point we got off the elevator, and he was still arguing, and I'm like, well, here's the door to your apartment. And he's like, I want to go to your apartment and finish this argument. And I was like, oh God, I will never see the daytime again. But God, he wrote some of, if not the best scripts we had. When the show was winding down, how did you feel? Because you'd been on other TV shows before.
Barely.
Yeah. And you would be again. But in terms of Homicide, given the cast, though by the time we did end the run, half the cast was a different cast.
You said something to me when I started directing. You said, smart move. Because once you've been on a series, you tend to not necessarily get another one. It's a smart move. And I ended up focusing more on directing. I didn't do another acting job until
The Wire?
It's the last season of The Wire. Yeah. I was just directing stuff up until then. So it just set me off on that path. So that was great.
Well, you
Cheers.
were yes.
You been getting the checks?
No, actually, I've gotten no checks.
Oh, well, I ain't really in the mail.
I'm going to call my lawyer.
Okay.
In your mind, the difference between directing and acting, what are the same things you bring to it, and what are the different things you bring to it, to each of those jobs?
Well, I think that the most obvious to me anyway is I'm an actor who directs. So when I speak to actors, I speak actor. Like actors hate line reading, so I don't give a line reading. I go, I saw what the fuck, but I was really looking for what the fuck, and I just have fun with it and let them know that
Yeah.
And so it's a language that we share, and they know that I do that too, and they know how hard it can be on that side of the camera to get stuff.
Yeah.
So
I always liked to at least once or twice a season to hire an actor like Kathy Bates to direct episodes, because for that very reason I thought it kept everybody on their toes, because the actors couldn't get away with the bullshit that actors try to get away with 5 years into a series.
But I learned a lot from that very aspect, because there were so many diverse directors. Like Kathy Bates came in, and we knew her as famous Kathy Bates, and she came in and said, hello, just call me episode 7, and I stole that line. You guys with the baseball caps and the thing, you do your thing, I'm going to talk to the actors. And that's how she directed, because she didn't know where the hell that camera was going. But she just wanted to make sure the performances were there. Other directors came in, and they were so technically focused and wonderfully shot listy.
Yeah.
So I got to develop my style. Did I just do that?
You did.
I developed my style based on what I learned from all these disparate directors that you brought into that show.
Yeah, we had such great groups of directors, because we had feature directors, a lot of feature directors.
Robin Williams types.
Yeah. Well, he didn't direct.
I know, but he's just like, he kind of did. He directed himself.
Yeah, and actors, and then every once in a while I'd hire like a recent NYU film school graduate, like
Drove us crazy.
Taylor.
And look what happened to him.
Yeah.
Kind of exploded.
I know.
Oh, speaking of Robin Williams, before I forget, part of the thing about Bozul in that valley, they call it Comedy Valley, because he had a place there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Robin had a place there. And his widow stayed there, Valerie, and stayed there after they had split up. And the other house that we've actually filmed in was another comedian. I forget his name. So they call it Comedy Valley.
I didn't know that.
See?
That's the first I heard.
See, that's why we're doing this.
Yeah, yeah. You learn something every time I do this. I learn something.
Phew.
Not much useful stuff,
No,
but
right.
learning is learning, right? You have one of the interesting backgrounds. I'm thinking about your mother, who was an activist.
Both my parents were, yeah.
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 So talk about that, the effect that did.
How did we get to this? I don't know.
No, just in terms of how the effect that's had on you over the course of your life, and the work you choose to do or don't choose to do, or
Yeah. Well, we took it for granted. I mean, I had a paper route, but I also did 4 national tours, Broadway shows. But I kept my paper route the whole time. Seriously, I did South Pacific when I was 9, and I kept doing that till I was about 14.
Wow.
So that was part of our background. But my parents were in the civil rights movement, so we were always going off to a peace rally on a bus or getting yelled at, or Tent City. We were at Tent City in D.C. And then my mom segued. My father came home and became a college professor. My mom started into nonprofit, and so we would end up going to Cuba or West Africa or Mexico on projects that she developed. So it was
That's awesome.
I know, it's kind of.
And how did you end up in Toronto?
Because of my mom's big mouth. Well, it's a longer story than that, but she in Cuba, and they took her passport coming back, and they said, you can leave again, but you can't come back in without this. So they took her passport. So we came to Toronto, and I'm telling my whole freaking movie. Now no one's going to come watch my movie. But stay tuned.
Never mind.
Jimmy Carter pardoned everybody in '76, all the draft dodgers and resistors,
was
and
very
everything.
controversial.
And she got her passport back. That's when she first came back to the States.
All right. Now, I want you to talk.
Coming to a theater near you very soon.
Okay. When it's done, we will have you back, and you can.
You're still going to be doing this in 25 years when I get this movie made.
Next, I want to talk about your daughters, who I adore, both of them. And I was very honored when she asked me to perform the wedding ceremony.
And you did it admirably.
Well, thank you. I noticed your other daughter didn't ask me, so maybe she didn't think I did it that hot.
That was kind of, pretty much the rub. No, she was too shy and too embarrassed.
But my memory of your daughters they were how old? When we were in Baltimore.
Well, they were selling lemonade out front.
Yeah, that's my memory.
So they were 7 and 10, 7 and 9.
Yeah, they were entrepreneurs.
Giving tours. Old senior citizens walking up those big steps onto the set in the middle of a roll. We're giving tours 50 cents.
And they have both grown up to be incredible women, and they each have one child?
My oldest daughter has 1 child. My youngest daughter has 2. We just had her baptism on Sunday.
Ah.
It's beautiful.
And
Aurora.
What is she baptized as?
She's baptized as a Christian.
Just generic Christian?
Anglican-ish, high
Really?
Anglican, below Catholic, above foot washing Baptist.
I mean, it's amazing that they have become such incredible people, given that you're the father.
Yeah, I never looked at it that way.
You know?
No, but they've grown up in it, so they know what it's about, and they chose not to do this. Both went to grad school for different disciplines. I'm not sick to say I'm relieved, but I'm glad that they made a choice that was, well thought out, and they PA'd, they background extra, they did stuff. They were on the crew on the Le Viager on the. That's where the little dog that's in the movie. That was a village orphan dog.
Oh.
And Cassie and Mika took him in and made him feel comfortable, and then gave him to Belzer, and Belzer never put that dog down until he got the next dog.
I remember that dog. He had a lot of dogs. He had those big dogs that would bark at anybody who passed down the road.
There's somebody sitting off camera, but he bit her on the leg.
Oh my God.
He bit her on the leg
my
while we're having dinner. We were dancing and hanging out in the living room in Bozul, and that dog bit her. Not in a mean way. He was just dancing too.
Yeah.
But they would eat off plates. It was crazy.
Talk about any of the other rest of the cast on Homicide.
Well, we all had different relationships with each other, and they were mostly amicable.
Yeah.
Yaphet was sort of in Yaphetville, and not in a mean way, but he was Yaphet, and we weren't.
He made everyone aware that he was the only Yaphet.
Yes. And
I remember one time the PAs were on the radio, and they were and Ivan said, "Bring Yaphet to the stage," and he heard his name being said. And Yaphet always believed that there was somebody who was going to assassinate him.
I know.
And he heard over the radio, "Bring Yaphet to the stage." I don't know if you remember this.
I sure do.
And he said, "Don't use my name. I want the PAs and the ADs to call me." I think it was Marlon Brando.
Yeah.
And you all of the actors went to Ivan, the AD, and said, "Call me Clark Gable. Call me Katharine Hepburn. Call me Sidney Poitier. Call me."
Yep.
It was hilarious. So you'd be on the set and you'd hear, "Can Sidney Poitier, Katharine Hepburn, and Spencer Tracy please come to the set?"
Well, I took it one step further, and I'm not proud of this, but I took it one step further. I went and made a bunch of little signs. Yaphet Kotto's dressing room this way, and had all these arrows pointing from across the street at the bar all the way over to Yaphet's trailer.
I love that. He very early on, he said to me, "Tom, would you walk with me to the grocery store?" And I thought he wanted to talk about the part or something, the script, the newest script. And we're walking, and I'm like, "Yaphet, so what do you want to talk about?" And he said, "Well, I don't really have anything to talk to you about. I just want, in case the assassin shoots, that he kills you instead of me."
Fair.
And I said, "Yaphet, I am not going to take a bullet for you. I don't care."
It's the thought that counts, though.
And he thought he was the Prince of the Cameroon.
Yeah, have you seen his book? Did you
Yeah,
read it?
yeah,
Did you
I
read
have
it?
an autographed copy.
I do too.
Yeah.
I got everybody's
That's the
book.
next movie you have to make.
Yeah, maybe not. No, but everybody, we all had different relationships with each other. Me and Polito were great, and then Polito tiptoed off, but we loved him. And so we all had different relationships.
You loved him. I didn't love him.
You loved him when he came back. You loved him when he mea culpa'd.
Yeah, I guess. No, it's just that he would call me at 2:00 in the morning and say, "I'm going to have a heart attack."
Oh, yeah.
And I'd go over to his apartment and I'd say, "I'm going to get the doctor." And he'd go, "No, don't, doctor.
Just some more Coke.
Yeah, give me more Coke." I'd be like, "Fuck this." So it was not though he was a wonderful actor, I will say
he
that.
really was. That cast was astonishing.
Yeah.
Ned was lovely.
Oh, lovely.
Him and Finnerty going at each other with butter knives.
Yeah, and he threw a chair at one of the directors. And I said to his wife, because she would come in and go out, and I said, "When you're here..."
Tinker.
Yeah, Tinker. When you're here, he's much more kind of stable. And she said, "It's because I make him take the lithium." And I was like, "Oh."
Wow, TMI, come on, man. Yeah, well, like you said, there was a very, very eclectic cast.
It was a very...
and you made a really great, solid move with Melissa, because remember the pushback you got for hiring a woman as a homicide detective? Well, there's no women in homicide. Yeah, but there are now, because we want to be inclusive. And she came in and played the hell out of that role.
She did. She absolutely did.
Yeah.
And she did a guest star part on Law and Order where she played a lawyer. And she was all with makeup and lipstick and a beautiful, suit and all that stuff. And I get a call from Warren Littlefield saying, "I just saw Melissa. She looks great. She looks gorgeous. Have her dress like that on Homicide."
Yeah, right.
And I said, "You call her and tell her." Because I'm not going to be the one.
Well, speaking of other shows, I remember I was in the show Alpha House, a comedy with John Goodman.
God,
Oh,
I
God.
loved that show. I'm not shitting you. You know, I told you that. I loved it. What did 2 seasons or?
And then they said, we can't out Trump. That's when he ran the first time.
Yeah.
But let me tell you how I got. So we were filming at Kaufman, and they were doing Belzer's retirement party for special
Which
victims
I
unit.
couldn't do because I was in Europe shooting Borgia.
Oh, okay.
He wanted me
Do you
and
need to
Barry.
plug Borgia again right now when I'm in the middle of my little story here? Or is it...
You know, I'm just trying to keep people interested.
Oh, good. That's too late. So they were filming like 2 blocks away in a restaurant, and Julie had written the episode. She was a writer on deck for that show.
Yeah.
And I called her up and said, Julie, I'm going to crash your scene. I'm going to come in because I'm wearing a suit as a U.S. senator, vaguely homicide-ish.
Yeah.
And I walked into the master at the back of the room where Belzer was doing his speech. And I said, excuse me, Munch, you got to come back to Baltimore. I think you know why. Brought the fucking house down. And I thought, okay, that's great. And I went back to my set. It made the cut. And I got a $6,000 top of show check that I was waving around.
Oh my God.
So that was my cameo on
Maybe
special
I should have
Victims.
come back from Europe to do that.
Yeah, see? Which doesn't happen that often.
Were you shooting the day that the real criminal?
Yeah.
Talk about that.
That was, you mean a homicide?
Yeah,
that was me and Belzer. We were arresting the guy. And then the real guy came in.
A real crook.
A real crook. And you guys wrote an episode
We
about
did,
it.
but then we did the opposite. We had Barry directing an episode of some TV show.
Yeah.
And the guy ran in, and you
So
two
what
came
happened
in.
was, me and Belzer were there with our little plastic guns, looking like badass homicide detectives, taking down a perp. And this guy comes running. We hear the security guard yelling for him, stop him, stop him. And this guy comes running in with 2 bags that he stole from the grocery store. And he runs in and he sees me and Belzer and he drops his bags and goes, and then he goes, Munch, and the other guy, fuck. And then they caught him. And me and Belzer
and the other guy. See, that should be the name of your autobiography.
Munch and the other guy. But the guy just stood there and they cuffed him. He went, oh.
Oh, fuck. And then, then we were like, we thought it was so life reflects art, art reflects life, that we wrote the scene where Barry was directing an episode of some TV series, and
he was schmacting directing.
Schmacking directing, yes. Yeah, he wasn't really. It was our show.
I know.
And the guy ran in, and you guys ran after him, and Barry was like, okay, cut.
But that's what happens when you shoot a show like that, like Homicide, handheld cameras, interactive, on the street, people walking through, or someone would walk right into the shot. We were standing over by, I think I was with Danny Baldwin, and we're standing over, some victim, and this woman walks into the shot. I can't remember if it was rehearsal or rolling. I like to think it was rolling. And she walks up and she goes, excuse me, he wasn't laying over there. He was laying right over there. And she was serious. Because the ripped from the headlines, and that was a headline that you guys wrote to.
Yes.
And he wasn't laying over there. He was laying over there by them steps.
The real dead person.
Yeah, it was over there by them steps.
Wow.
And cut, print.
Yeah. What was your relationship with Andre like?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And maintained. We stayed pretty close right till the end.
Yeah.
But it was Andre and Polito and Munch for me and Kyle. Those were my go-to hangs, and everyone else were great.
It was incredible the way that the company evolved in a very quick, very short amount of time.
And the crew.
Yeah.
The anniversary, the 30th anniversary was a case in point. Everyone was like, so where were you yesterday? Oh yeah, that was 30 years ago.
Yeah, we had this, it was a couple of years ago now, but we had a 30th anniversary reunion in Baltimore with the crew and a lot of the cast, Peter Garrity and
everybody who's still with us was there pretty much.
Yeah,
that was fun.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say about the movie?
Le Viager?
Yeah.
Well, we cast everybody locally. the guy that plays the herald, you know, the guy who comes in with the edict and puts it on he's the town baker, and his name is Philippe, and he would drink until 2 a.m., 3 a.m., go home, sleep for 2 hours, and get up and bake.
Wow.
And then put the bread and deliver his bread, and then go home, sleep until it's time to drink some more. He can hang. He lived right, when you see the film, right where the clock tower is, right where he hung.
I remember the clock.
He lives. His window opens up onto that. That's where he lived, and Harley's in it, and it's just people from the community. Belzer's assistant played a young Belzer.
A young Belzer.
Yes.
Do you know the first time I ever worked with Bells was on a show I did called Tattingers,
Oh, wow.
a wildly unsuccessful TV series, and he played a stand-up comic, and it was brilliant at it.
Old choice.
And I remember him on the set being incredibly difficult. And so when we cast him on Homicide, I was like, what's this going to be? But he was so adorable to work
and
with.
he loved being there. He loved doing it.
Yeah.
Well, years later, when he would go back on the road doing his comedy, but at Caroline's, I'd warm up for him, and they would throw shit at me.
Oh yeah,
you'd
open
for Belzer. It was a
my
setup.
God.
It was a setup.
Oh.
And Belzer would try and come on and take the stage and say, "I am not fucking finished." And then they'd realize it was a setup. So I would come and do his show with him. And then when they had his roast at the Friars Club,
I also was on the dais and made a speech.
I know, and they let you live. Because remember what what's his name? Jon Stewart said to me. He said, "Hey buddy, don't take your spot. Don't do it. They're going to eat you alive." And I said, "Yeah, okay, thanks for the tip." Flores, who played the chief on he took his spot and they ate him alive. They had respect for you.
Well, here's the interesting thing. They offered to write me material. And I said, no, I have a little story I'll tell, and that'll be it. And whether they laugh or they don't laugh. And fortunately, they laughed.
Yeah.
So I escaped with my life.
But they're waiting for me.
Yeah.
Belzer's buddy from the show. Yeah, so the good old days.
The good old
I thought we were here talking about this little movie. We were here like 2 hours later.
Well, we've talked about it intermittently.
That's true.
And what else do you want to say about the movie? Other than it's a laugh riot and it's 12 minutes long?
20 minutes long or something?
20 minutes long.
Yeah, it was just a fun little exercise.
And it has
my godson played the young Belzer, the little child with the glasses. That was my French cousins. So it was all just because we were there.
Yeah.
And my French cousins had a friend who's a makeup artist who did all the prosthetic makeup for our actor. So we just happened to have everybody just slowly showed up in Bozul.
And where has this film been shown prior to being on?
We just goofed
Tom
it.
Fontana Presents.
Oh, wow. Let me see your hands again when you do that.
Tom Fontana Presents.
Can you just more jazz hands with it, though? More jazz hands.
I don't do jazz hands.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. With good reason. So we had it at the Maryland Film Festival just because. But we weren't looking at festival.
No.
I might now.
Huh?
I might put it out now, but
that it's getting its rebirth.
Yeah. So
maybe afterbirth.
Yeah. So it was just a goof. We just thought it'd be funny, and we just made it up as we went along.
That's great. Well, I look forward to seeing it. Though hopefully I'll watch the whole thing, and
well, okay.
See, that was a great take. That was you doing the classic comedy.
I was going to do. Oh, one more homicide. One more homicide bit.
If you drink that and spit it at me.
One more homicide bit. Your audience doesn't know how annoying we were just specifically to you.
Yes.
We would do stuff. Remember, you didn't really come here to hunt, did you? I had a punchline of a joke, and I kept throwing it. Every episode, I would say the punchline whenever there was a quiet spot in the show.
Yes.
I'd say, "You didn't really," and the bear said, "You didn't really come here to hunt, did you?" And I would try it until you finally put it in the show.
I did. I figured that was the only way to stop you. But the other was the iron
Oh, the Negro lawn
The
jockeys.
Negro wrong jockeys.
We're
my
in
God.
Dundalk, Maryland, with it's the most
Oh my God.
pre-mega
Oh.
part of the.
But
And they were
every
all everybody's
episode you
lawn.
directed,
I had to
you
put a
would put it in, and
lucky-
every episode I would take it out.
until I put 7 of them in that one time. Oh man, we had it on. We had it going on. The other thing was the spit takes.
Oh yeah.
When we owned the bar,
Yes.
we try to see who could get the most believable spit takes in. I won't spit. I'll do it though. That was 4. And we try and get spit takes in, and then spit on the 4th one. I don't know how many times.
You know.
Cindy Mollo, our favorite editor,
Yeah.
she was always okay. Let's see what Clark's gonna do.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, she was gifted enough to cut around it.
That's really hurtful, man.
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean. No, I meant it. Actually, I'm sorry. I meant it. All right. Well, listen. Unless you have something brilliant to say, which has never happened in the 40 years I've known you. 32.
But who's counting?
Well, clearly you are.
Yeah.
Then I'm just going to say thank you again for doing this.
Well, it's fun.
So much fun. Always fun to see you.
I didn't know we were going to be doing all the potting of the casting.
Yeah, no, everything.
Right.
That's what I said. It's freewheeling.
Oh, freewheeling and bourbon sipping.
And bourbon sipping.
Cheers.
So,
Well,
yeah.
thanks, my friend. And you invented me. We all admit it. And that's that.
You are a prince among men.
Is that it? We cut?
By the way, one final thing. My mother adored you.
Oh, she was such a sweetheart.
How's Clark? What's Clark doing? Where is Clark?
Well, and I went to her funeral.
Yes, you
and,
did.
And we were all, so sad to see her go, but happy for a great life. And then I'm looking at her, and I just wanted to say something. I couldn't help it. I said, Bells, why is she wearing her glasses? And you went, that's because that's how she looks.
That's how she looked. Yeah.
She went to her reward
that's
with her
right.
little glasses.
She wanted to be able to see.
If I'm around I'm gonna make sure you have those on when you.
Yeah. And the condom.
God.
What?
How could you talk about your mom's funeral and her glasses, and then segue to you being buried in a condom? We'll be back after these.
Well, thanks.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
And cut.